Hello, and thank you for joining us on Leadership Sovereignty. On today's show, we'll continue to discuss the beauty of the journey, as well provide response from listeners and those who wish to partner with the show, and a special treat, a list of topics we've been curating over the years. Enjoy the show.
A lot of people like to meet stars, right? So they can, talk to them about their accomplishments and all that kind of stuff. That has never been me. I have always been attracted to. I just want to talk to him. I want to hear his story. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
understand, how did he think when he was going through this circumstance, and how did he approach this challenge, right? Because that's the meat of it all. Then, to your point, I was reading actually, I was doing my devotion in the morning, and it was talking about coveting money, and it said that a person who really covets money, when you ask them how much money is enough, they say just a little bit more,
Mm.
right? It never ends. It never ends. Like you said with Brady, you get the 6th ring, I need a 7. You get the 7th ring, okay, I need an 8. It just never ends.
Yeah,
But falling in love with the process and who you're becoming in the moment gives you satisfaction on day one.
correct.
It's heavy, man.
Correct.
It's heavy. It's a heavy thought.
So, with that being said, right, our goal here with leadership sovereignty is again to dig deep into these concepts. And as we continue to unfold, right, unravel, discuss. And so, our goal really for today's show is to really not really recap the shows, but just talk a little bit about some of the feedback that we've received as well through the first 2 or 3 weeks of the show.
Mhm,
And I'll let you go. I know I got a couple that came through, but I think
mhm.
my most favorite one was I think it was someone in her 60s
Yeah,
and shared a
yeah,
story with you. So do you mind sharing that?
yeah. No, I was saying that I have an aunt that I love very dearly. I have much respect for her and all of the things that she's accomplished in her life. And you know how it is when you grow up in a family and you have a certain position, right? I'm the nephew, right? So yeah, they always gonna look at me as the little nephew, that kind of
Right,
thing. And
right, right.
obviously, Terry and I, we shared the podcast with our families first and foremost. And I was just really blessed, man, by the fact that she just reached out to me and gave me some genuine feedback on how much she really enjoys the podcast. And you expect your family to be nice and cordial and things of that nature, but she was like,
Right.
"Okay, so what books do I need to start reading?" I'm like, "Whoa,
Oh, that's good,
whoa!"
man.
Right? Based on based on the podcast and the topics that we talked about, and I was able to give her some suggestions, and she acted on them immediately. Like, she seriously is diving into this, so that really blessed my soul, because I don't know that if I had just came out of the blue and say, "Hey, Auntie, you need to read this book," she would have gravitated towards it as much as she did. I believe the platform kind of set the stage,
Yeah,
for it to be accepted,
yeah.
on certain levels that regular conversation may not have been able to accomplish. So I'm really grateful for that. How about you?
So I got a couple, right? There's one guy who, we both know, we work with him. And he's a mogul now. He's
Hmm.
doing it big time.
Hmm.
And he said, Terry, I want to be on the show. I love it. He said, look, I'm gonna need more than one show though, because I got a lot to say. And so what I love about this guy is he is one of the most giving guys. We had, an, and we this he was this person before who
Hmm.
he is today,
Hmm.
and he has a lot of influence. He's impacted a lot of people. He's served in technology at some really high realms.
Hmm.
And now he's in a different field, but still having the same type of impact because first of all,
Hmm.
he's a genuine, just a great person.
Hmm.
And so, whenever you can get folks who are accomplished who want to partner with you,
Hmm.
I think that says a lot.
Yeah.
The other is I'm not gonna call his names because I want to keep it a surprise.
Mhm.
The other individual is someone that I've had an opportunity to partner with, and this is going to be really, really, really fun because the I'm going to hold this a secret too for now. But the company that he works with is really motivated to help. Um, the African American community and small businesses.
Mm.
And he basically shared with me, Terry, we will sponsor the show. Just let me
Mhm.
know when you're ready. And so, again, right, these are people of influence who are
Mhm.
willing to share their platform with us, right?
Mm.
Um,
It's good.
I think for two reasons they're doing this, right? I was in my devotion time, right? And I think I shared this with you. I was listening to and I'm going to reference this guy because, um, we're not the only folks out here trying to help people. This guy is by the name of Myron Golden, and he
Mm.
said something. It's just I'm still richly being impacted by this, and it had to do with just operating in integrity. And so he referenced, who is the greatest brand that we could ever follow as it relates to integrity, and he
Mhm.
referenced, Jesus, right? And so
Mhm.
his reference, though, I'd never heard it said like this before,
Mhm.
and he basically referenced the scripture that talked about the word becoming flesh,
Mhm.
and he says, when you walk in integrity, your word should become flesh. I'm like,
Mm.
oh man, he just messed me up with that. Meaning that do what you say you're going to do.
Mm.
And
That's good.
so I
That's good.
believe, I believe these individuals are willing to partner with us
Mhm.
because they've seen us over time, right? These are relationships that are over 10, 15 years.
Mhm.
So they've seen, I guess the fruit on our tree, so to
Mhm.
speak. And
Mhm.
so I am humbled by the fact that, these individuals with such great platforms would be willing to partner with you and myself to support leadership sovereignty. And
Absolutely.
I say that to say, right, any, you have to know who you are,
Mhm.
right? This is a whole nother topic, and we're going to get into this, but you have to know who you are in order to articulate your purpose,
Mhm.
and order to articulate clearly to those individuals that you want to share in your experience, right?
Mhm.
Some people may call it, you have to sell yourself. No, I don't look at it that way. I
Mhm.
believe it's share. I call it, share your vision,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Share your God-given dream,
Mhm.
right? And um when your word becomes flesh, I believe you will get people to partner with you. This goes
Mhm.
back, Ralph, to what you were saying. Again, we're going to dig deeper into this as well, but you and I go back and listen to the shows just because I like the content too. So, I mean, to be honest, I'm
Right.
serious.
Right. Right.
And but you said you have to. I guess the most meaningful thing that you learned um, at the level that you're at is
Mhm.
about the horizontal and the vertical, right?
Mhm.
It's not
Mhm.
about the ones and we used to say this all the time. It's ones and
Mm.
zeros. There's always an answer
Right.
for ones and
Mm.
zeros.
That's right.
Now, but when
That's
you
right.
start dealing with that vertical and horizontal,
Mhm.
there is no set pattern for it.
Yeah. 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 I think that's good, man. Terry and I had said years ago that we were going to take all these lessons that we learned along the way and put them in a book. But Terry had an idea, man. Let's just start a podcast, right? We could just start talking about the topics, each one individually, and just get it out there so we can start blessing people. And I'm so happy that he pushed me to get to this place to be able to start it because I got a text from one of my sons today, and he's in his 20s, and he told me about how much he loved the podcast and how much it's helping him on his in his day-to-day life and at work and dealing with individuals. And that really blessed me because, and I mentioned this to Terry, that one of the things that we realize with a podcast is that it gives certain amount of credibility with it, right? Because when you're having this kind of conversation, even with your kids, they don't feel like it's a parent talking down to a child. They feel like it's a man talking to a man, right? So they can receive it a little bit differently. So yeah, I'm over the moon about it and all the great feedback that we've gotten so far. We have a long list of topics. I don't know how many do we
So,
have.
so,
Do you?
so, Ralph, I just pulled it up. I just pulled it. So I'm just going to read off, right? And I don't, this, when does this note go back to? I can't tell when we started, but I'm just going to read off some of the topics, right? First time manager, difficult boss,
Mm,
leadership, job seeker,
hmm.
salary negotiation. Everybody wants to know about that.
Oh yeah.
Emotional quotient.
Mm,
It's all fuel, life's journey.
mm.
Ooh, I want to get into that one. What else do we have on here? I love this one. The art of managing up.
Mm. It's a
Well,
good
we
one.
had a lot of experience there.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. Oh, Ralph, this is you all day. The power of your smile. Ooh,
Nice.
no, I like this one better for you. The power in a pause.
People don't get it. People don't understand.
Oh man. So again, they're just reaction versus response and the
Mm,
power in it. I mean, we
mm.
got a lot of stuff here.
Yep.
It's not where you begin, but rather where you finish that matters.
Yes.
Oh, how about
Yes. Yes.
this?
And yes.
Investment versus expense.
Ooh, we
So
got some
anyway,
stuff.
guys, I'm looking at this list. There's at least 48 topics I see listed here, and some have subtopics. So again, we've put a
Mhm.
lot of thought into this just over the years, right? Ralph, like as you were saying, this goes back to 2007, and we've had this running note that we share with each other. Of course, we're iPhone users. Hopefully, we can get a sponsorship from that. But yeah, and it just allows us to share our ideas and be very
Mhm.
fluid with it. So again, we just want to thank everybody for your support. We want to thank you for your encouragement. We want to thank you for listening to the show. We want to thank you if you've passed it on. If you haven't, share it with someone. We're going to have something for all ages, right? Ralph, and the beauty is Ralph has two sons that are in their 20s. I have two sons that are, 16 and 18. So our goal is really to, really be able to impact really all of us,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So be on the lookout for the next episodes that are going to drop. Again, like Terry said, we have 40 some odd topics to talk about. We'll be bringing in special guests to touch on some of these points as well. I think it's going to be a fantastic journey, and we are
God
excited to go on
bless.
this journey with you. All right, take care.
Thank you for being with us today on Leadership Sovereignty. Stay connected with us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and on Instagram by searching for Leadership Sovereignty. And just like this podcast, let's all collectively grow as we go. God bless.